Also tonight, though, Erie News Now investigates with an update this evening on a story that we broke back in November. Greene Township supervisors in Erie County paid themselves and 7 other employees bonuses of $10,000 each using money from the American Rescue Plan.
And our Ethan Kibbe broke this story. He's been pursuing answers for months. And Ethan, what have you learned today?
Mike and Eva, good evening. When we first reported this story, we said the payments, although unpopular with many in Greene Township, seemed legal even if people didn't like them. But as we've hunted down answers, our investigation suggests those bonuses might not be legal after all, and they might not be ethical either. So let's go to the storyteller and break down a timeline of events and the legal and ethical questions associated with them. This all starts last spring when supervisors during a meeting came up with their plan to spend the money, using it again on $10,000 bonuses for themselves and 7 employees. As first reported by the Erie Times-News, those paychecks hit this summer, but by October, supervisors realized they had a problem. They needed auditor approval to pay themselves, and they never got it. So what they did was they called up their auditors and said, "We need to get this done before a federal filing deadline. We need you to sign off or we might lose the money." Well, after hearing from a township employee, auditors did sign off, but they never held a required public meeting to do it. Instead, this was done really by phone call. And that brings us to November. That's when I got my hands on that new resolution, the one that the auditors signed, approving those payments. We broke the story, and the fallout began. A day after, we filed a right-to-know request. And in that right-to-know request, we asked for, and this is a direct quote, "any and all emails, interoffice memos, documents, and other written forms of communication related to the township's use of American Rescue Plan Act funding." The township asked for a 30-day extension, and after that, they told us this: the OOR, the Office of Open Records, does not possess records responsive to this request. In other words, they're saying they have nothing. No emails, no memos, no documents. They didn't even send us the resolutions that they passed to approve this spending. We're pretty certain documents exist. The township says they don't. In early January, we filed an appeal, and we're still playing through the legal process. But that leaves us with 3 main questions. First of all, did supervisors violate the second-class township code by paying themselves without auditor consent? Second, did Supervisor Natalie Zimmer violate the Pennsylvania Official and Public Employees Ethics Act by not abstaining from a vote that included a bonus for her husband? And third, are the bonuses valid because auditors never held a public meeting to approve them? We asked experts, we talked with local lawyers, and with the executive director of the State Ethics Commission. Now, he can't comment specifically on this case over the phone, and there's not a formal complaint filed, but he says in general, it's an ethical violation for public employees to take any action for private gain. They can't use their office to benefit themselves or an immediate family member. And if a public official has, they can be ordered to repay that money along with a fine for a total of up to 3 times the amount they gained. Now, we asked the supervisors and the solicitors to discuss this story with us. They've declined so far. We're still working to get those documents, and coming up on Erie News Now at 5:30, you'll hear from one of the auditors as he discusses how all of this happened. For now, though, Ethan Kibbe, Erie News Now.